Numbers chapter 30. Vows. Moses spoke to the heads of the tribes of the people of Israel. This is what God commands. When a man makes a vow to God, or binds himself by an oath to do something, he must not break his word. He must do exactly what he says. When a woman makes a vow to God and binds herself by a pledge as a young girl still living in her father's house, and her father hears her vow or pledge but says nothing to her, then she has to make good on all her vows and pledges. But if her father holds back when he hears of what she has done, none of her vows and pledges are valid. God will release her since her father held her back. If she marries after she makes a vow or has made some rash promise or pledge, and her husband hears of it but says nothing to her, then she has to make good on whatever she vowed or pledged. But if her husband interferes when he hears it, he cancels the vow or rash promise that binds her, and God will release her. Any vow or pledge taken by a widow or divorced woman is binding on her. When a woman is living with her husband and makes a vow or takes a pledge under oath, and her husband hears about it but says nothing and doesn't say she can't do it, then all her vows and pledges are valid. But if her husband cancels them when he hears them, then none of the vows and pledges that she made are binding. Her husband has canceled them, and God will release her. Any vow and pledge that she makes that may be to her dormant can either be affirmed or null by her husband. But if her husband is silent and doesn't speak up day after day, he confirms her vow and pledges. She has to make good on them by saying nothing to her when he hears them. He binds her to them. If, however, he cancels them sometime after he hears of them, he takes her guilt on himself. These are the rules that God gave Moses regarding conduct between a man and his wife, and a father and his young daughter who is still living at home. Thank you for listening to this chapter. God bless.